Downtown Disney demolition underway. New Orleans Square continues to see all kinds of changes and construction, and a new entrance coming to the backside of Disney California Adventure for hotel guests. All that and so much more. It's time to drop into Disneyland. Hey there, hi there, ho there, it's Wade for the Kingdom Report, back with you once again for a Disneyland update where we traipse through both theme parks, the Downtown Disney District, and of course all three Disneyland Resort hotels to chronicle any changes, anything moving throughout the resort that you need to know about. We move on in on this beautiful spring day to Disneyland Park where, yep, you see it and so do I. Mickey Mouse is back as the floral Mickey takes over once again after a month off for Women's History Month, where it became Minnie Mouse in the floral for the first time ever. Down through the tunnel we go off to the right-hand side in Town Square, and the newsstand souvenir shop remains behind walls at this time, getting a touch-up, a bit of TLC for its big return. And of course, it is the most beautiful time of the year at the Disneyland Resort. Springtime, everything pops. Everything is so much more vibrant here on Main Street, USA. And one of the great things that you can participate in right now is the Egg Extravaganza. You can celebrate spring with the return of Egg Extravaganza. It's a special egg hunt that takes place throughout the Disneyland Resort between March 31st and April 17th. It's a fan favorite event. Guests search high and low for characters painted on eggs. A Donald Duck egg could be placed on a window ledge or in the nook of a doorway, while a Goofy egg may be on view next door. They hope you can find them all. You can join the fun by dropping by any station within Disneyland, California Adventure, even Downtown Disney. Pick up your game board and stickers for $9.99, and you can do it at any of the merchandise locations, and then have fun hunting for your eggs. We blast into Tomorrowland now, where Space Mountain will be going out of commission for one day on April the 28th, returning as Hyperspace Mountain once again on April the 29th. It's a limited time offering, going in conjunction, obviously, with the Star Wars Nights and May the 4th activities. No end date in sight at this time. And speaking of an end date in sight, we sure hope that the Finding Nemo Submarine Voyage can have its end date in sight in terms of the refurbishment that it's been going under, having blown through multiple deadlines, even advertised deadlines. It was supposed to be back to us winter 2021, maybe late spring 2022 at this point, maybe even early summer. They still haven't even started testing in here, and there's still touch-ups going on. We hope that everything can get back on track scheduling-wise, and that we'll see the subs in action very soon. And from Tomorrowland over to New Orleans Square we go, where it is Wall City up in here. That's right, more walls than we even saw last week have debuted, mainly for the sake of getting this land all prepared for the big return of Fantasmic on May the 28th. Just behind the umbrellas there, you see the darker walls. Those are surrounding the light tower rigging structures that rise up for the shows each and every night that it runs. And Pirates of the Caribbean obviously closed at this time as they continue their queue space renovation as well as ride refurbishment, but they do continue having various pirates from within out on the balcony of the former Dream Suite location. You take a look here at the entrance to Pirates of the Caribbean, all kinds of demolition on the ground going on. Everything's been dug up and completely jackhammered. This is very exciting because who knows exactly how they're going to tuck away all these crowds in the future, but they're clearly moving Earth to make that happen. In addition to that, as I mentioned, the walls throughout the land are becoming, well, let's just say they're closing in on us. They're getting a little bit bigger and a little bit longer. They are continuing to flatten out the land in this space for the sake of crowd flow. As mentioned last week, Cafe Orleans, well, you don't get that picturesque, perfect view of the rivers of America anymore. And we got asked last week, well, what about the French Market? Well, yeah, not there either. So both of these restaurants on the riverfront no longer have the view of the river. In fact, the walls come right up to the entrance of the French Market. And then you can see here the dining area. Yeah, you have a beautiful view of that go-away green wall. Isn't that spectacular? And over at the Blue Bayou restaurant, they've already constructed walls inside, so that epic view that you typically have of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, the whole sort of novelty of dining here, well, yes, there's walls now up blocking the ride because the ride's being worked on. So the Blue Bayou restaurant, also going to fade away for refurbishment starting April 21st, currently does not have a return date. So if you want to dine there just for the food, go for it, but you're not going to get the view at this point. Elsewhere in New Orleans Square, we take a look at refurbishment work happening on the rooftops of New Orleans. From there, we slide on by Club 33, where Club 33's entrance last week didn't seem to be getting utilized. In fact, they were using this alternate entrance that had these two sort of shell doors that were removed, and Club 33 cast members were present. However, the doors are back, and it looks like the Club 33 main door, just off to the right, is being utilized. Out on the rivers of America, we take a look at two of the main underground rigging and tech areas still being worked on in front of the island itself for Fantasmic's big return. However, off to the far left, yes, that has now been filled in. It looks like one by one, each of these are being finished up and getting prepped and ready for the May 28th return of Fantasmic, the Nighttime Spectacular. Hey, let's talk about spring break crowds for a second. Are things busy? Oh, you betcha. But are they overwhelmed? No, not necessarily. And we think that might be because the theme park reservation system is keeping crowds in check. We noticed last week this sign, as well as this week, saying no reservations available. Once again, in order to enter the theme parks, you do need theme park reservations. You can have a ticket and still not be able to get in. You need to get that reservation booked before you arrive. A look at wait times here show you things are pretty moderate across the resort in terms of overall waits, and not all that terrible for the sake of what spring break used to be like at the Disneyland Resort. In Fantasyland, the former Matterhorn Fast Pass location is now a rest area, although it's kind of funny because there's nowhere to really rest. It's just an open space with a podium for guest relations now. And over in the Fantasyland theater corner of Fantasyland, we take a look at the work going on stage for lighting and rigging, preparing for the Lion King show that is set to come here in early summer. Can't wait to see the stage being utilized one more time. And of course, the Troubadour Tavern, the snack bar for Fantasyland Theater, sitting dormant, only open for a few days for the sake of accommodating Celebrate Gospel last month. Well, guess what? Troubadour Tavern also set to come back to us when that Lion King show debuts. And right next door, Toontown, obviously walled off as it continues its land-wide refurbishment and preparation for coming back to us in 2023 with Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Well, what you're looking at is the Welcome to Toontown sign. It's gone now. We can't wait to see what new imaging they have for the sign in the future. And let's talk about characters if we can for a moment. We heard from Disney Parks this past week that characters will be coming back to traditional meet and greet styles, no longer the sort of distanced meet and greets that we see here where they're behind ropes and you stay at a distance. They also have these, sort of cute setups where you are kept at bay while the characters stand behind you. Looks like all of this returns to us starting April 18th. However, not everything will be online starting April 18th. It is a phased reopening where you can hug characters once again. And into Adventureland we go, where Tarzan's Treehouse remains completely dormant at this time. We hear work going on, but we still don't know when it's coming back.
So come on, pal, step right up. Make some noise. Time to play along with all the toys. You know your life will never be one mania when you play in mania.
A big thank you to Mr. Potato Head over at Toy Story Midway Mania, singing and barking for us all here at Disney California Adventure, where the Food and Wine Festival continues now through April the 26th. Go ahead, get yourself some grub. The weekdays, of course, are always a lot less impacted than the weekends when all the locals come in. Hey, over at the Grizzly Recreation Area, Grizzly River Run is back with us after several months of deep refurbishment. Now you can hop aboard a raft once again and take a spin through the Grizzly River. And yes, you will get wet, as always. Hey, over on Buena Vista Street, we noticed there's some sidewalk work going on here just as you enter the theme park. And then around the corner over in the Hollywoodland section of the park, just next door to Schmoozies, they continue their long-range sidewalk work. Certainly these walls kind of get in the way from time to time when you need to move around a bit. Inside the animation building we go, where I wanted to make mention that as we know, character meet and greets are coming back starting April the 18th in a phased reopening process. Hopefully the Anna and Elsa meet and greet inside of here will also come back online, given the fact that it has been offline since Disneyland reopened earlier last year. Over in the Hollywood backlot area, the former Captain Marvel meet and greet location looks to have been touched up. They moved the plane out, the Avengers sign is gone, the barn doors have been painted. What is coming to Stage 12? We cannot wait to find out. It's a big space that needs to be utilized. We motor on into Cars Land, Ka-chow, where we have some news. Mater's Junkyard Jamboree will be closing for a very brief refurbishment starting April 25th, running through April the 28th, and then on over to the other side of the land where Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters will be coming to a screeching halt on April the 11th and remaining closed until April the 14th. So get a rollickin' right away if that is something you need to be doing. Over on into Pixar Pier we go, where it is time to take a look at World of Color progress. Obviously, this show coming back to us in April. Very much pumped to see World of Color once again after a multi-million-dollar restoration after this entire infrastructure for the show was left to rot during the pandemic. We have chronicled it for you for an entire year. It looks like the lighthouse towers that do all of the projecting, all of the lasers, they are just about complete at this point, and now testing begins. We head on into Disney's Grand Californian Hotel and Spa, where the east side of the lobby, which has been sort of the focal point for all things promotion, whatever they might have going on at any given time, is usually set up here. Well, seating has taken the spot of that for the time being, after the Oscars have come and gone, and the giant Oscar is gone for the photo op that used to be there. But the big news is outside in front of Grand Californian Hotel, where MiceChat is reporting that a new guest entry into the backside of California Adventure is being constructed right now, and we certainly do see construction going on. It sounds like this is being crafted for the sake of both Grand Californian and Paradise Pier Hotel guests to be able to access. There used to be an entrance for the Paradise Pier at the backside of California Adventure very early on in the park's tenure, and of course it was shut down. This is the service entrance. This is how close the hotel would be to that area, so we will keep our eye on it for you and bring you any updates. Inside Paradise Pier Hotel we go. No bar service, no quick service, no table service, dining of any kind. Everything's still offline, as we like to check on for you here every few updates. We did notice a couple weeks ago that the PCH Grill did have a light on underneath the door. Cast members were coming in and out. However, things are completely dark once again. And we also like to remind everybody that the pool deck is under construction at the moment, so no pool service either here at this hotel. All things to consider as the Paradise Pier Hotel remains in premium pricing mode for stays throughout the spring break duration. And on over to the Disneyland Hotel we go. The happiest hotel on earth is ready to receive us, where there are plenty more amenities online. However, one key amenity that we used to love is the Steakhouse 55 dining location. We always poke our head in here just to see if any movement is happening. We did notice some movement in their lounge just in front of Steakhouse 55. Lots of tables, chairs had been moved around. It looks like it's for a visiting convention. In fact, they even had a desk and register set up right in front of the doors for Steakhouse 55. We believe this only was for the sake of the convention and nothing more, but it did excite us just a little bit over the opportunity of what might be coming to this space. Outside we go to just behind the pool area of the Disneyland Hotel, where you see the new Disney Vacation Club tower construction continuing to rise up every week. It gets a little bit higher. We can't wait to see what this baby looks like in 1 year's time. And we noticed last week that there was some refurbishment work happening. The bottom level of this building, Goofy's Kitchen, the top level, a banquet space. There was some rehab work happening here, maybe just a touch up of paint. We don't really notice anything different. However, what we do notice is just how close this Disney Vacation Club tower is to Goofy's Kitchen itself. I mean, that's the construction happening right there. Speaking of construction and demolition, all kinds of chaos happening in the downtown Disney district, where the AMC complex is gone, Starbucks is gone, Sugar Boo is gone. We also no longer have Earl of Sandwich. As I like to say every week, rest in peace. A look at all of the carnage here. My gosh, what a wasteland this is, as they continue to move out all of the debris and take care of flattening this area for the sake of expansion. As we like to mention every week, this is part of a bigger expansion for Downtown Disney, as they want to usher in more green space as well as some additional shops. You see here in the concept art this retro future design coming to us very soon. And we did get a question recently about, well, is the Lego store also down? No, the Lego store is not part of that. It is still in action. Elsewhere in downtown Disney, you can enjoy Friends of the Festival, an extension of the California Adventure Food and Wine Festival. Anywhere you see a sign like this, special menu items, 9 participating restaurants, special tasting events, and so on. And outside of the Disneyland Resort, just across from the main entrance on Harbor Boulevard, a lot of construction by the city of Anaheim still underway for the sake of installing the new bollards you see here just across the street in front of the old Captain Kidd's Buffet restaurant. This construction continues to reroute guests in and around the Harbor Boulevard area just outside the theme parks. My friends, you are up to date. Thank you so much for being a part of the broadcast. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel with that notification bell turned on. Hit that thumbs up button if we deserve it. And for the Kingdom Report, I'm Wade Heath. We'll see you next time for another installment of the Disneyland Drop-In.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.